Pequeña rata. Yo no empecé con nada.
It's the Meatlock boys. You see the text, and it's Jai Herbert, aka the Black Country Banger, taking on Ilia Topuria, aka El Matador, aka Hand Sanitizer Boy, depending on who you ask. But this one should be fascinating me, and we're going for an eighth straight successful Meatlock. Last week was easy Meatlock work. Miranda Maverick came through for the boys on that one. We were kind of all over it too. We predicted the Miranda Maverick finish, so. The Meatlock has been hitting strong, and we expect nothing more in this matchup between Topuria and Herbert. And obviously, we're rolling with Ilia Topuria. I guess the only thing that is a cause for concern, air quotes, might be the fact that this is at lightweight. Topuria traditionally a 145er. Initially, Jai Herbert was supposed to be fighting against Mike Davis. Mike Davis had to pull out. Props to Topuria for stepping in a entirely new weight class, but we think that Herbert's one, he's very limited in his skill set. He's a phenomenal striker, but historically throughout his career, he doesn't have much to work with on the ground. And when fighters are able to get it there, it's pretty much light work for them. So, what are your thoughts on this matchup between Topuria and Jai Herbert? Do you think that Topuria has maybe fallen in love with the stand-up of recent and maybe won't even try to take this one down? Or do you think he's going to go to that bread and butter, whip out that base, take him down, and smash and get us this eighth meatlock? Because while we know it's coming, I want to hear your take on how you think it's coming. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Hand Sanitizer Boy is on a whole other level. This is such a lock. I mean, so definitely get your hand sanitizer out this weekend, boys, because we are juicing. And I think El Matador is going to get the TKO, KO, ground and pound, or a submission finish. Would not surprise me if he starches him on the feet. This guy is honestly, it has future champion all over it, in my opinion. And depending on how this fight goes, I think he's possibly the next double champ too. I think this is a test for him to see if he can hang at 155, which I can only imagine. I mean, he just seems so big and so strong at 145. So I think even this weight class will feel very comfortable for him. And I mean, his opponent is 6'1", 77 reach. Like, he's taller, he's longer, has a lot of advantages. But man, to be that big, you got to be cutting a lot of weight. That cannot be nice. And I feel like that 5'8" to 5'6" area is like the perfect for 145, 155 for being like a natural, in that weight. When you're hitting those 6 footers, man, that's just you're either a twig or you're just cutting a lot of weight. Like Dan Hooker, it still blows my mind how he even does this, making that weight. I don't know how he's not 205 to be honest. But I think El Matador is going to get the finish, make it very easy work, call out Patty, and he's going to start trying to do some Hamzat level stuff, fighting two weight classes, two fights a night, whatever he's got to do, because it seems like he's got a team working with him where they kind of get the marketing and starting the beef and all that because he's been talking some crap and his team filmed that little scuffle with him and Patty if you guys saw, so they definitely have a game plan to build hype or getting attention towards El Matador. So I love to see it, can't wait to see this is a lock nonetheless. Georgia brother taking it for the gold.
Yeah, 100%. And he definitely does have a good team behind him. It seems like he does have his finger on the pulse as far as like how to play the game, especially in a sport that where it's populated with a lot of guys who don't know how to play the game, right? And El Matador knows exactly what he's doing. I mean, I think angling for that Paddy the Pimblett fight is a genius strategy from him. Whether or not he gets that fight, I tend to think he probably won't, but I think it's a smart idea for him to be repeatedly trying to target Patty for sure. And it's going to be interesting to see how he stacks up against Jai Herbert in this one. And I guess the another thing that might cause some concern if you're trying to craft an argument for Jai Herbert might be the size. I mean, he is 6'1". He's got that 77 inch reach, and he's going to have about an 8-inch reach advantage over Topuria. But if you look at Topuria's wins, I mean, obviously he smoked Ryan Hall. We were there. It was kind of a brutal sight to watch. It just seemed like for if you didn't know Ryan Hall, you'd be like, this shouldn't be a matchup that I'm watching right now. Like when watching how easily Topuria went through him, but Back to the point, the win before that was over Damon Jackson, aka the Leech, and the Leech is a big dude, right? He's like probably 5'11", 6 foot, cuts a lot of weight to get down to 145, but built pretty similar to Jai Herbert, offering a different skill set. I mean, Leech, his stand-up game has improved, and he's more of a ground fighter himself, but the way that Topuria was able to just walk through him, I thought was a good counterpoint to the length and size might be too much of a fit coming from Jai Herbert for Topuria. But it's going to be interesting to see because Jai Herbert is a lethal striker. So is there any cause for concern if Topuria tries to keep this thing standing throughout the duration of the contest? Like, do you think he's playing with fire at all? Or do you even think that Topuria will have just the straight up stand up advantage over Jai Herbert as well?
I think he's gonna have the advantage anywhere it goes, stand up, ground, anything. Um, if you watch that Ryan Hall fight, he's very calculated. He's aware of usually his opponent's skill set, and he's a very smart fighter, very strong fighter, and he will put your lights out if you make the wrong move. Which I don't really look at this guy as a better, smarter fighter than Ryan Hall, because Ryan Hall is a phenomenal fighter, and the fact that he made that light of work of people that call him the wizard, I don't think this guy's a wizard. I think this guy's going to sleep tomorrow or this
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah, 100% with you all the way. I think that Topuria's gonna dome rock Jai Herbert with some hand sanitizer, meat bombs himself, and we're gonna be going pretty heavy on this. We're gonna be throwing down 1,190 at minus 525 odds. It's gonna net 226.67. Get us that 44th meat lock, eighth in a row, and simply bring more attendees for the boys who continue to stock that beef cooler. And if you'll notice over at Tapology, right, 94% is rolling with El Matador as well. Majority of it is brown, a decent sliver for that copper submission, but a majority of it is by finish. So I'm with you all the way. Topuria by finish is the lock, but that's just a straight up meat lock nonetheless. Topuria gets this one done in some capacity. So any last thoughts on this meat lock? I can't wait to see Topuria back in there. I feel like the patty beef is getting him getting him to a new level of like notoriety, and what a great opportunity to parlay that with a dominant victory over Herbert. Yeah.
Yeah, short notice fight, dominant victory. 155 debut weight class. Topuria is going to the moon, and make sure if you're a card collector, cop his card in Prism. Same with Patty, because those are going to be absolute heaters, assuming that they're in this year's sets. But other than that, boys, throw in the comments you believe in Topuria getting this done, or you think the Meat Boys are crazy. Let us know.